Hello, this is Ross Marquand. I'm here with Don. Want to say hi to Jimmy, Casey, Steven from the Dead Truth Podcast.
There's Jimmy.
Hey everybody, welcome to your podcast. My name is Jimmy. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, it's Casey.
It's Steven. I mean Dawn. Sorry.
Dawn, I'm Dawn.
Looking good tonight, Don. Looking good.
Thank you.
How everybody's week go?
Good, man.
Good Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Don, hope you had a good Mother's Day.
Yes.
I did, except for I had to work, so that stunk.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, yeah, that stinks.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Right. Who's our special guest tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. Why don't we bring him in, Kevin?
Will you?
Dun dun.
Michael Koske.
Hey. Uh-oh.
Can't hear him.
Oh no.
No. They should have a microphone on him. It might be off. Hold up.
Y'all bear with us.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on, Mr. Mike. Is there anything you fix on his side there, Kevin?
You don't have the podcast pulled up on the iPad, do you?
Huh.
He just probably has to unmute it.
Yeah, just leave and come back real quick.
Can you hear us, Mike? Come back real quick, buddy.
I don't know that he can hear us.
Yeah, I don't know if he can either. Sorry, buddy.
Does anybody got his number to let him know, or?
I do, but I have to get totally off my phone to be able to do it. Anybody else?
You want to? I mean, if you want to do that, we'll.
I got
fill in. All right. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Now that we got rid of them, man.
Right now the
Now
show
can really talk.
Hi, welcome to the Dead Tree Podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, Dawn, you had a good Mother's Day?
Yeah, just except for like I said, I had to work. I'm waiting to celebrate my Mother's Day when I get to the camp.
There you go, no doubt. Which that's in what 2-3 weeks, man.
About 2.5 weeks.
2.5, yes. Yep, and I should be able to come down earlier than I expected because I wasn't going to make it till like Saturday night, but I think I can leave a little later in the morning. So you're
not going to get there till Saturday?
Yeah. Our niece is graduating high school, so we got to hang around for the graduation.
That's not important.
That's not important. Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
She will kill me.
Right.
I'll be there Wednesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to stay till Monday.
Nice. I will be there till Monday. Yeah, totally.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Hey, so you guys got it figured out?
Got to be quiet now. Jimmy's back.
Oh, yeah. Quit talking about him, Steven.
Yeah. He was so mean.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hear everybody now.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you could hear me, but I couldn't hear anything.
No, we couldn't hear you.
That's what happened to mine too. I figured it out, and then I guess it was just not gonna let you at all. So
yeah, I had the thing at the bottom that said tap for sound, and I went to tap it, and it went away, and I couldn't get it back.
Thank you for joining us, Nike. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you guys.
We'll put you in the center. Woohoo!
Oh no. No, put me back in the corner.
That's awesome.
So, Koske, man, let me ask you a question. How did you get started with The Walking Dead?
It was actually a funny story because I was in a Star Wars costuming group called the 501st. I don't know if you.
Oh yes, I know exactly what that is. Nice.
And one of the ladies that was in it also was like the head costume lady for Netherworld. And I think she helped on season 1, kind of doing the weathering of the clothes and bloodying them up and stuff. And she ended up telling me one day that, hey, the Walking Dead's looking for people for season 2. And she goes, "You're emaciated." They said they're looking for emaciated. That's you. And I was like, thank you. So like the very next day, I had a friend who's a professional photographer, and I had her take some pictures of me in like really creepy light, like skinny clothes, like no shirt, look as skinny as I could. And I emailed them in, and I literally sent the email, and I turned to start talking to my buddy Hal, and my phone rang. It's like, "Hey, this is Janelle with casting. Can you be here?"
Oh my gosh.
And I showed up the next day. It just happened to be what turned into Walker's school, zombie school, and it was history ever since then. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's cool. You got to participate in like the zombie walker school, because they stopped doing that pretty much.
Yeah, I know they did it for a little while, and then there was that one special that they had on TV one time, and actually they opened up one of the little flip books of all the people, and it opened up right to me. I was like,
"Oh, no way!
That's me."
Oh wow,
That's crazy."
Yeah.
What did you do in the 501st? Just out of curiosity.
I was a stormtrooper and a biker scout, and I wore Boba Fett a lot for a buddy of mine.
Nice. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have my biker scout. I don't have my stormtrooper anymore, but I have my biker scout.
Nice.
awesome. I'm jealous that you got to work on season 2 because
No
that's
doubt.
like my favorite season
Oh, what? Oh,
of The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2, yeah.
That's my favorite season.
Yeah, season 2 was a lot of fun. It was kind of weird, kind of getting used to everything and then learning ins and outs of it. And then season 3 was a lot of fun, even though I almost got killed in the opening episode for real.
Oh,
Rick, yeah, the scene where they're clearing out the prison, and Rick cuts my head off in the episode. And in real life, he almost did too, because he had like, and they're going through, and they get the gas mask Walker, and then he turns around and goes, "Daryl," and he turns around and he knocks down like one of the right squad guys, and then I come out the fence, and he swings a machete and cuts my head off. Well,
Wow.
we've been rehearsing all day our steps, because I can't see with the contacts in.
right.
We're counting the steps and rehearsing, and I hear him grunt, which is my cue to throw my head. Well, I heard the grunt, and I felt the searing pain on the side of my head, and that was the last thing I remembered for about 30 minutes. And then it's funny because they finished filming the scene. Everybody went back to the one position, and I'm still laying there on the ground. And they're like, "All right, why isn't Mike getting up?" And I'm not moving. I'm not breathing. They thought I was dead. They turned, and it'd been a little while, I guess, and I kind of started coming to. I remember the first thing I said was, "Did it look okay?"
Right?
Everybody's like dying laughing and asking if I'm okay, and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." I had a headache, and my ears rang the entire day.
Holy
Then,
cow.
right after that, we did a photo shoot. There's one of me as a prisoner zombie where I've kind of got my head turned looking, and I look completely out of it. I had no clue where I was, and I was just, they were like, "Go here," and I'd like go there, and so yeah, it was an interesting day.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Not everybody get knocked out by Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny is because we ended up doing a photo shoot a few months later for what turned out to be the poster, which I was told I was going to be part of the season 3 poster, which I totally didn't. But he's standing on the overturned prison bus. Well, that was a black platform, and I'm laying on the platform, and he's like shooting me and just he's like standing over me with a gun, and he shoots me and stepping on my chest. And then he goes to switch from his gun to his machete, and I'm laying on the ground, so I see the silhouette of him above me. I see him pull out that machete, and I was like, "Oh God, not again!" I'm sorry.
Nice.
That day was like, it was like probably like 117 degrees outside, and he's sweating, but he's like sweating and just dripping all over me. And I remember
Wow.
and Rick's sweating all over me, and it's like the ladies love it, but the guys are like,
Right. You could have made money off of that sweat.
bottle.
More, and we're like, nope, not good.
That's crazy. Man.
Well, yeah, that's like the cool thing about you guys that were, in the earlier seasons as walkers. Like back then, they didn't use as much background as they do now. You know what I'm saying? So like, there was like a group of you guys that I remember, man, and you always would see those you same guys all the time, and I mean that you guys are like iconic, man. Because I mean, like I said,
I don't know about that.
yeah, no,
Oh,
for real.
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
I
for real.
mean, the OG walkers like that from the earlier seasons, I mean, like I said, they didn't use as many, now you've got these like, what do they call it? I've been on some cattle calls before, but
Yeah.
where it's just like tons of people. Back then, y'all didn't do that. There was even, I don't know, did you work on like the scene where they were crashing through the fence at Herschel's farm?
Yeah, I'm actually like right in the second row. And that was, I think, the biggest call.
Well,
and
yeah. One thing I've noticed about that is I worked for Atlanta Movie Tours for a while. I do tours still, but we had a little clip from that scene where if you paused it in the right spot, you could see the same person like six
Yep.
times.
Yeah, it was
You know
literally
what I mean?
over and over again. And I
Yeah.
remember we had paused it one time watching it to kind of point ourselves out. We had like a group viewing all, and we're like, wait a minute, there I am.
Yeah.
There.
Nice.
It was pretty funny, but there was probably, I would say, maybe 50 of us at the time. That was like the biggest call we had, and that's why they tiled us. And then off in the background, it's just all digital, like those people.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Even when it was a cattle call for you guys, it's nothing compared to what it is today,
Oh yeah, absolutely. This last couple of months, I've been on probably the biggest cattle call that I've ever been on. Yeah, it was a big.
And for those of you watching, that just means there's like just tons of background. And it's just like, sometimes it can be what, 200-300 or more sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Literally, when they say herding cattle, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever they eat a horde or something.
We seen what that film is or not?
It's a Marvel space movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Not gonna elaborate any more than that, I don't guess.
Hint, hint.
I got
It just wrapped and it's all over the news.
There you go.
Well, there's a holiday special coming out in December.
Yes.
I'm curious about that.
I am too.
I hope it's a big riff on the Star Wars like holiday special.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, because that Star Wars holiday special, I'm a huge fan, but it was cringy.
Yeah, but it's almost so cringy. It's fun, man.
It is.
I'm old enough to remember when it first came out. And
Right.
TV, and it was hard to watch then. It's
right.
hard now. Like every year, through like a lot of things, the 501st is, and whenever there's like new people joining it, we make them sit down and watch it. And
nice.
Not very many make it all the way through.
Right.
Just for the record, in the comments is still making fun of Don about wow.
About what?
About the sweat.
The sweat.
Oh yeah.
Kind of gross to say, but his sweat was in my mouth. So
in your mouth.
Look, now you got
Don. Don't act like that's foreign to you. You've been thinking about that for a while.
Don's dream sequence go right.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be right back.
Right. She'd be like a tag team in wrestling. Like, all right, tag me in, Michael. Tag me in.
I wish I could have tagged somebody in.
Right.
I would have done it for free.
No pay. Just get me in there.
Volunteer.
I don't even know if I got paid.
Volunteers tribute.
That was for an Entertainment Weekly shoot, so I don't even know if I really did get paid that day. But...
Oh wow, that was. Oh wow.
Yeah, it was also on the cover. They use the same photos for the cover of TV Guide and a couple other things.
Wasn't there a video of the director actually shooting that with him shooting off the top of that bus? I remember watching a video of that.
Yeah, actually, I have. He actually sent it to me, where he's standing there and you can see us behind him and the music's playing, and you actually see the shot where Rick holds his gun out. And
cool.
In the video.
Oh wow!
Dang.
I don't know if you could. I would play it on my phone. I don't know if you could see it.
Hashtagging Hot Don right now.
Yeah.
She's over the record. Hey, Mike, what was your favorite Walker you ever played on the show, man? What was the favorite?
I think my favorite you barely even got to see because it ended up getting like really cut down, and it was in I think episode 1 of season 5. I think when Carol goes up and she sees Terminus like down below and at the fence line. But I was originally there's like a crate that was sitting there by the fence. And it had like the little pole sticking out of it, and I was like skewered on the pole. But they actually had me dressed like Ash from Evil Dead.
No way!
Oh man,
That's cool.
You barely saw it, and it was really quick. And then the crate that I was on, was another Easter egg for another horror movie. But I didn't dawn on me that I was Ash until we're standing there, and it's the scene where I think Tyrese and I think it was Carol or somebody was in that cabin, and the guy was trying to get him, and he killed the guy and spiked his head on the little tree stump or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I was standing up front on the porch watching them set up the scenes because I wasn't in that scene. And I was standing next to Greg Nicotero, and I was looking at the front of the cabin. I just kind of look around like, this looks really familiar. And then I saw the kind of decorations like wait, is this the Evil Dead cabin? And you just got a face. And I happened to look down. I was wearing a blue shirt and khakis. I was like, wait, am I Ash? And he's like, yes, you are. I was like, holy shit, I'm Ash.
That would have been my favorite by far too, dude. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan.
Yeah, that was my favorite. And then after that was the Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead. So I think I was the first tribute walker that we did. Was Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead, in the scene when Merle and Martinez are fighting in the arena when you first see the arena, and I'm chained up in there. Yeah.
Oh wow!
First episode I ever stalked. I remember going out there and watching them film. I wish I would have known you back then. It'd been pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun night because I had no clue that I was a tribute walker. And it was funny because my hair was a little bit longer, which they wanted. But right before that episode, I'd cut my hair, so I came in and they were a little upset that it was shorter, because it didn't look like 70s-ish like the old Dawn of the Dead movie. But I get in there, and they have this whole special wardrobe set up for me. I have like a trailer. There's a golf cart that's taking me back and forth to the trailer from the set. There was like all my snacks were in the trailer, and I was like, what is going on? And they're like, oh, you're going to be our tribute walker for Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And so like all night long, I was, Mr. Koske, can I get you anything, Mr. Koske? Can I get you anything? And they're driving me back and forth. And I was like, this is amazing. And we did like photo shoots with me and Greg where Greg's biting my neck and stuff. And then like the very next day I come back in to do like more scenes, and I was like, hey, is the golf cart going to come pick me up, or where's my trailer? And they're like, oh no, that was yesterday. You don't get that today.
We had a fan question. How many episodes have you been in? That's what Christy's asking.
I actually lost count, but I was in literally every episode from season 2 to season 5 that there was a walker in the episode. There's a couple episodes like in 2 where they're like the only walker was like the well walker, but anytime there's a group of walkers, I'm in there. And some of the episodes I'm in like 3 and 4 times. There's one episode at the prison where like the governor's there and they're fighting zombies, and Rick and all them fighting, and Rick kills me, and then the camera switches over to like the governor and his guys, and I get killed right there. So it's literally like I get killed and switch, and then I get killed again, and they just got changed my clothes and added a little more makeup and stuff. It's pretty
That's amazing.
So was season 5 the last?
Hey, real quick, is that the Ash Walker?
No, that is not.
Okay.
It does kind of look like it, but I had like the more kind of cargo type pants and a blue shirt. And
all right, I'm gonna have to look for that.
You can kind of see it when Carol comes up to the fence, she goes like right past me, and I'm skewered onto the pole.
Gotcha.
So it's like really.
Season 5, episode 1, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So was season 5 the last season you worked on?
Yeah, it was.
That was my question, because like that's another cool thing about, you being around since the second season. Did you really notice like a shift in like the process with the Walking Dead filming, like, they used to do, I heard, more guerrilla type filming back in the earlier seasons. And you definitely see a transition, I guess season 5, I don't know, season 6 is where I can really see it to where it got more technical. And, you know what I mean? They they put a little bit more money into it, which I liked it better, I think, the other way.
Yeah, and it kind of started getting weird after season.
Oh
5.
yeah, definitely.
I hate to say it, but
Sure.
I kind of stopped watching. I don't even think I watched season 6, and then I picked back up at first episode of season 7, of course, because of the big, everybody getting killed, Glenn and Abraham, but I only watched that because we were doing like a charity function, and everybody was there for a viewing of the episode. But yeah, I know it was. Like I said, it was completely different from what I was, told how it is now. It was a lot more.
Oh,
Dang.
Can't hear.
Oh wait.
Oh,
Who's losing who? Me?
There we go.
there you are. There you are. Yeah, it cut out for a second. That was weird.
No, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was just saying that it's. I think from what I heard now, it's like a lot more masks and not as many makeups and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as like I used to see, behind the scenes footage from like season 1, season 2, where they would like be on the back of a motorcycle, like filming with a camera, and we've rewatched the episodes kind of recently through season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And like we would notice little things like that they didn't do anymore that I kind of missed, like kind of a shaky zoom in on somebody's chest where it's just like after something important happened. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like I miss all that stuff.
I remember the stuff. I mean, they did it for a little while. Like when somebody was changing, they would do like the weird, like their mind was going crazy. You'd see like weird little.
Yeah.
When Shane changed, you saw these weird little visions sort of.
Yeah.
I know they did that with a couple people, and then they just stopped doing that.
I got another fan question. What is your favorite kill as a walker? Who is your favorite kill as a walker?
Was my favorite kill or somebody?
Yeah, like him getting killed?
I guess you killing someone on the show. I guess.
Oh, the only person that I actually had any involvement in killing was Otis.
Oh wow!
I helped eat Otis. I was in the crowd that swarmed in on him after he got shamed. But yeah,
oh man,
that episode, I'm in that. I'm literally all over that episode. I think I was like the star of that episode. It was like any shot that it turned to Walker's, like there I was.
There you were. Oh, that's crazy. I gotta rewatch that though.
Yeah, because if I was on this side of the crowd, and the camera would catch me, and then they'd show a shot from this side, and then I would be in the front of the crowd. They just kept moving me around in front of everything. So every shot started with me. Like when they go into the FEMA camp to get the supplies when Carl got shot. I'm like dressed in the military stuff, and they throw the flare out, and I walk out and I turn and I look at the camera, and it's just like all me. And then as they're going into the trailer, I'm right there. They open the door and I'm right there. They come running out to run and I'm right there. And then like down the hallways, I'm right there. It's just like everywhere. They just kept sticking me in the front. So.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I think that
Jimmy.
Okay.
That's a kind of important episode to you, isn't it? Because you know a lot about that school, and well, it's changed now.
Well, I worked for Newton High School for about 4 or 5 years, including when Koske actually did all those scenes. I actually kind of worked for him then too. Unfortunately, that high school got hit by a tornado last year, and they're going to have to tear. So,
yeah. Did you know that, Michael?
I think Jimmy told me that the last time I saw him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy the magnitude of damage that tornado did do. The old school made out of brick and mortar, so it's pretty been around for like almost 100 years. I have another question though. It says, who was your favorite actor to work with? I'm gonna say everything you've ever worked on, including some other stuff you've not told us about yet. We can get into.
Ooh.
I don't know. Well, my favorite of all the stuff. That's a tough one. On The Walking Dead, I can say it's a tie between Irony Singleton and Michael Rooker.
Nice.
Yeah, that's 2 good ones.
Yeah, because Irony Singleton, he gives the best hugs, and it's like he hugs you to your soul almost. crazy because on set, even if you're in a ton of makeup, he'll know exactly who you are, and he comes up by name every morning. He would find me and hug me, and it was funny because that episode where I got my head cut off and I'm laying there on the ground, they had moved me over to another area where when Maggie was kind of helping clear out stuff. And at one point when she's kind of stepping backwards, when the gas mask walker is like right in her face, she's walking backward and I'm laying on the ground and I'm watching her come towards me and she's getting closer and closer and closer. She's just about to step on my head as he's not backwards. And Irony is kind of hiding up. He's off camera. He's up on the stairs by the little like overhead walkway of the prison. And also yells, "Roll, Michael, roll." And
he saved your life again.
Saved my life, Maggie. Yeah.
Hope you got hazard pay for all that.
And then of course Michael Rooker. He's killed me quite a few times on that movie and in Guardians Volume 2. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got one more question. It says, "What was your your favorite time you died on the show?"
Rick, of course.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I can barely remember that one from being
right.
But, I don't know. There was quite a few. There was in the gym that Otis episode was funny because I got my head blown off in that episode when he jumps down to go out the window. There's 3 of us that go after him, and I'm the third one that Shane shoots him.
Oh wow!
But it was funny because when I got shot and when I fell, we back then we were doing our own stunts, so I had the pad thing.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and now I know that I got paid a lot more for that too. But so there wasn't any pad or anything on the ground, so we were shooting an episode, and after I got shot and I fell and I hit the ground, my makeup, of course, also it's like in the gym, like in August or something like that, and it's crazy hot. There's no AC, so all this the makeup is like melty. So when I fell and I hit the ground, my face actually stuck to the gym floor.
Wow.
So I'm laying there, and it's like gum. I'm literally trying to pull it off, and it's all sticky. So I'm just kind of laying there as they cut and they set, and then somebody thought I told somebody I can't get up, so they thought it hurt.
Oh no!
The medics come rushing over to check on me and everything. And I'm like, oh no, I'm stuck to the ground. I can't get my face off the ground.
Oh, that's crazy.
I had to come over and kind of pry the makeup off the ground and try and fix it and stuff.
So that was the old gym. It was almost, the gym was made in the 40s.
Oh,
so
really?
There was no AC in that.
Oh, no, there was none in there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why I think Casey, I took you in there, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I got to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a basic gymnasium. Like, you ever seen that movie Teen Wolf? It was kind of like their gym back then. Yeah.
Right.
They're actually asking, what all movies have you been in? Name everything.
Oh, I don't know if I can name everything. I was I was in Captain America: Civil War.
What?
And they actually used a scene from that I was in SpiderMan. Was it No Way Home? I think when they were talking about the glasses and they go back to cut to the MIT scene. I'm actually in that MIT scene, like right.
What?
The crowd. Yeah.
Dang.
You can barely see me, but I'm there. But
still,
it don't matter, man. That's you were
still
there.
cool, man.
I tried getting credit for that. I don't know if they'll give me credit for that, but I was actually in Pitch Perfect 3.
What?
Funny,
Sweet.
it's like completely opposite of anything that I've been in. But my daughters and I were huge fans of Pitch Perfect 2. Like I could quote that movie by heart.
I got acapella. I just need to know.
What? No, I can't sing whatsoever. No,
I got you.
But I was like a USO guy in Pitch Perfect 3, and that's another movie all over the place in that. I'm blanking on a lot of the other stuff that I've been in right now. I have to look at my IMDb. There's like a crap ton of movies in there.
Did you do any Hunger Games? I know a lot.
I did. I was in Catching Fire. Yeah, I was like a District 12 person. Whatever her district was with.
Yeah, I think it's District 12. Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually a really good shot of me when she's coming up to go to the stage. I'm like, for some reason, I'm standing like by myself, like kind of walk up to me, and then they turn, and I'm just standing there like an idiot by myself. And I'm trying to think. I'm just blanking on a lot of the other stuff that was in. Let me look at my IMDb.
I know, right?
Or no, if you can get to it faster than I can.
Yeah, I was looking. Did you play a monster on Goosebumps?
I was a ghoul. That's right. I was a ghoul in Goosebumps.
What?
Actually, it was funny about that is I got scanned. We were told we were going to be Happy Meal figures, and
Oh, that would have been sweet.
that was the first time that they brought me in. I did a 3D scan where I had to stand on this like a giant Lazy Susan.
No way.
As it spun, all these cameras were just taking pictures. It was like crazy. So it was a lot of fun. That was I forgot about that one.
But you never saw like the toy or anything?
No, they never made any toys out of it.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It would have been cool. That would have been like an awesome achievement to be a happy
Right?
toy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Barbara's got a great question here. I was gonna steal it. And just say that it was mine. What would you like to do that you've never done?
Oh, great question.
Oh, that is a great question. Like anything wise or like
Barbara, yeah, hit us up in the comments. Come on, give us
like
anything or role wise or
role wise, of course, I'd love to be some sort of super villain or like a superhero sort of thing. I'd love to be a cool like superhero suit or something custom made for me.
Yeah.
I've always been so skinny. I'd like to have like a muscle suit or something. But now like doing something, I've always wanted to do the I love to skydive and I do all like the crazy like X Games sort of sports like adrenaline stuff. But I've always wanted to have like a wingsuit and do the jump off the cliff with a wingsuit and just fly. So that's
maybe you could be a winged walker.
that would be cool. And attack somebody.
Right?
My goal to swoop in and bite Daryl on the neck. I used to beg them to let me be the one to kill Daryl.
Really?
And they would just brush me off. I'm like, no, come on, let me be the one. When it happens, let me do it. And as you can see, nobody's ever done it. But
Right. Did you think it would make it to 11 seasons? Like, as you were doing it?
No, I had no thought in my head whatsoever that it would last this long. So.
Right? Yeah, it's a long time for TV,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted. It's bittersweet this ending, and like I'm conflicted on whether I think it should end, and I think I kind of do think it should end. Like I want it to end, so we get, you know what I mean. So we get an ending. Yeah. But they could have squeezed. You got to give it to them. They could have squeezed another probably 6 seasons out of it.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. 6 seasons might be generous. Maybe 3 or 4 seasons.
Right.
I don't know. I just think it got to the point where they were just squeezing that rock.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They squeezed it so much there for about 3 seasons. Like, you know what I mean? That they've got more than enough to go now because they kind of stretched it out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Do you think they should have ended it when it got to Alexandria instead of like spacing it out so long? That way it could have went out on top like Breaking Bad instead of it.
Yeah, I honestly think it should have ended sooner, like you said, so it could go out on top. Because I mean, you watched for a while there; it's like every episode was just losing like rankings.
Right.
It just got less and less people watching, and they should have just had to blow out on top, and then waited a season or two, and then they brought out like one of the.
Well, yeah, they could have ended it there and then started spinoffs and like just called one Alexandria, and you know what I mean. And it was like if you wanted to watch it and keep cool, but
doing that, if they would have waited a little bit, they had a little more time to get the stories a little bit better, I think.
Yeah.
When we started doing all those autograph signings back in the day, did you expect all those people to show up back then? How big it was?
No, I never thought anybody in my life would want. Like you got to be kidding! Nobody wants my autograph.
Could you explain to them how big it was back then?
No, I had no clue. Like when I started working on it, it seemed like this hokey show that behind the scenes it seems like super silly. Like there's no way this is gonna be cool, and it just blew up. And then like I said, going to conventions, it was insane. I remember the first convention I ever did was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it was me and Sophia and I think Rodney Hall was there, and there's like one other person, and it was just insane the amount of people that were coming in getting us to sign stuff. Like I signed guitars and all kinds of stuff, and it was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember back then, I remember not really expecting as many people to show up to stuff. And I remember it was just like y'all were the Beatles at one time. That's just how big it was. It
was huge.
Oh
yeah.
man, I've got several autographs. I think I just never caught you at one of the cons like around me because I didn't really venture out to any other cons back then. I only went to ones that were close to me. And but I've got several from like Jason Nicholson, some of the Michelle, some of the OG, and I mean, I just need to add you. I got to get yours at the camp, man.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, are you going to be at the camp?
I am going to be at the camp. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Oh,
I basically begged last year to go.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, when you're talking about like being the Beatles, I remember days leaving the studio and like they would tell us like, hey, there's like hundreds of people outside. Don't stop. Just keep driving.
Jimmy was there.
And it was just insane. Like they had signs out there, telling people that we're not going to stop or for us not to stop. But people were stealing the signs so they could have them. And
oh my God. Jimmy's probably got a few of those.
Yeah.
And I drive a Jeep. So I remember when Norman first started driving a Jeep.
Oh yeah.
Was that Norman drives a Jeep, and of course, I'm one of the first to leave. I'm driving out in a Jeep, and I get swarmed. and of course, nobody had any clue who I was, and my windows are tinted, so they couldn't see that it wasn't Norman.
Right.
It was insane.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, we used to talk about all the Walker Stalkers out there, which is funny because then they had to come out with a convention named Walker Stalker. But I got in trouble one time for It was a scene where I think Abraham and all them had all the trucks out there, and somebody came and like stole the trucks. I don't remember the scene, but I remember the scene that I was doing with a guy named Alex was when we were basically walking through this big field, and Michonne and her pets are walking, and we're kind of way off in the back following them through this field. And I think it comes up to the time where I think he had just met up with Andrea, so it was Michonne and Andrea and the pets went through the field. So we're out in the middle of nowhere filming, and the street's blocked off on the ends. And they're way down at the end. We could see people on the side of the barricade watching. And, it's hours before, my turn to film. I'm hanging out in my trailer. So I was like, well, I'm going to sneak through the woods, and I'm going to scare these people. So I go sneaking down there, and I come running through the woods. Just scared them. They're all freaking out. Of course, it gets seen by one of the PAs. I get in trouble, so they kind of like grounded me to my trailer.
Oh,
Hanging around my trailer, and I noticed that the van for like transpo, the actors and stuff keeps coming by and like stopping like right at my trailer. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to hide behind the trailer. When the van comes out, I'm going to jump out of the van, and I'm going to scare the person driving the van. So I waited for the next van up, and I jumped out like, I hit the front of the van, and it's this little old lady driving the van. I almost give her a heart attack. So then I'm basically grounded to the inside of my trailer, so I'm like pressing my face up against the window.
that's hilarious.
I was definitely the troublemaker.
Yeah, and speaking of that, man, they used to tell them not to stop. But every damn time we go out there, even for one day, Andy stopped, got out of his car, walked over to us, and left his car running there.
Oh my gosh!
Got stopped. It was like a train. The whole cast of The Walking Dead behind him.
Oh, nice.
And he got in some trouble for it. I remember hearing about that, but it was a lot of people always out there.
Yeah, I think that was one of the times when they actually like really came down on everybody. I mean, they were even telling the walkers like, "Do not stop, just keep going." Then at one point, they tried bringing us out like some back road, and that was just a fiasco because we're all getting lost and can't get out. And I think they actually tried driving us through like the little road that goes out where the prison was, off toward the farmhouse was. They were going to try to go out that way, and there's cars in fields getting stuck, and they're like, all right, well, we're not going to do that anymore.
We knew about the stuff. Well, I kept getting.
Yeah, I remember like people hiding in bushes and climbing trees and
Yeah, they started doing some crazy stuff.
I've heard, yeah.
But yeah, they were doing some wild stuff. I never did any wild stuff like that, but I remember one girl in particular got she was in the woods and she got poison ivy really bad all over her body.
Oh man.
Oh.
And all she was trying to do was watch film, and it was pretty hilarious.
I saw you, Jimmy, on Facebook Live running away from the set on the train track.
We actually used to watch that on set too. Like Janelle or somebody else would have like their phone up watching the videos. I forget some of the pages, like the Walking Dead spoilers page or something.
Wow.
We would watch on set like where everybody was, and we would try to avoid and stuff. I remember one time we were filming downtown Griffin. It was a scene where like Abraham and Glenn and all them were hiding in the bookstore, and we're walking down I'm one of the walkers going down the sidewalk, and I see my reflection it was kind of stupid because I was supposed to see my reflection in the glass, and then I'm trying to attack my reflection, but it's Abraham on the other side of the glass, so I'm like banging into the glass. But I remember there was somebody up on top of one of the parking garages taking pictures down there, and they were trying to get to the person to stop. There's people in the shops across the street taking photos, and
oh wow,
they're all flipping out.
Wow.
You couldn't stop everybody.
No.
Nah, yeah, it was rabid.
Yeah, I strictly stayed to base camp in 90% of my stuff because I cared about getting pictures and autographs, not that stuff.
Right. Not trying to spoil nothing.
I didn't give a crap what other people seen. They're not there.
Right.
But yeah, it was a different time, that's for sure, man. What was your the craziest thing you've seen a fan do around there?
I don't know. There was one that kept trying to get like over the barricades and into where we're filming. I can't remember what it was, but I remember hearing about it. Like I didn't actually see her. I just kept hearing that this girl kept like. It might have been like the scene where the arena was with camp. Like she just kept trying to sneak in and kept having to run her off. But I don't think I ever actually personally saw any of that.
You sure it wasn't Dawn? I mean, she.
I think that was Dawn.
That might have been her back then. We never know.
I don't know if I could see Dawn trying to scale the wall of a building so you can see inside.
Oh, I don't know. You talking about Rick sweat and stuff.
Right?
Get her worked up. She climbed that fence, no problem.
Yeah, if you'd have sweated on that wall.
Yeah.
So what got you into acting?
A lot in high school. I was the guy that was always in the theater and stuff. And,
Oh, nice.
so I did all like the one act plays and stuff like that. And then the first movie that I ever did was The Crazies.
Nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was a soldier in The Crazies. It's funny because there's only like 8 of us, but it made it look like 30, 40 of us. But
Really?
They just kept moving us around. But that happened. I was hanging out in a GameStop. Like a buddy of mine was a manager, and I think I was buying a game. I was in there just kind of talking. And the prop guy for The Crazies came in, and he's looking for some Game Boys for a scene in the movie, which I still don't even remember a Game Boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember.
Yeah, but we ended up talking to him for like an hour and a half or so, and then he invited us to be on set, and so like me and like 6 of my friends showed up to be in the movie, and we originally were just going to be like citizens of the town, like townspeople in there, like they were being quarantined, and they needed people for soldiers. So like me and 3 of my buddies were like, sure, we'll do it. And so they like shit. I had a goatee, and they shaved my goatee. I had to take my earrings out, and was wearing like this massive like the uniform was a little bit big for me, which is funny because that was where I first met. I don't know if you know Jeremy Ambler, who was also a walker.
Yeah.
But he was there, and he's like half my size, and he's wearing a massive uniform that they had like basically like cinch around him. He ended up being like a soldier too. But yeah, they just kept moving us all over the place to be different soldiers. And I remember I had a like the Kevlar helmet, and like a couple other people didn't. So the scene where like the fire truck comes bashing through the fence, they're like, "Here, stand over here because you have a helmet. So if the fence falls, it'll hit your helmet and you won't get." I was like, well, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me at all.
That's awesome to me, man. That's a really good movie. I rewatched
I
it
like
because my wife hadn't seen it, so we rewatched it here
Oh, nice.
recently, and
Mhm.
it still holds up. And I didn't realize until I don't know a few years back that they filmed parts of that in Georgia, and then they filmed parts of it in the Midwest too, but I can't
Oh,
remember
okay.
where. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of like the quarantine, like the prison scenes and stuff, and then like the car wash where it's funny because in the car wash that he drives into out in the middle of nowhere and hides, it's actually a car wash like downtown. Like there's like buildings literally on top of it, side of it, and somehow they made it look like some car wash.
Wow, by
Yep.
itself?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, for the viewers, let's see. Dr. Dimples here had a pretty interesting question.
Yeah.
Yeah, are the zombie sounds added in later all the time? Like, are they always added in later?
Yeah, they were like for the seasons that I did, they were. I mean, they actually would tell us not to make the sounds like
Right.
there. So which was really hard for us to be attacking somebody and just being quiet.
Mm.
Right.
And I remember this scene like when they're clearing out the prison and they're all up in the towers shooting, and we were all kind of spread out in the field. We were supposed to be completely quiet, but you could kind of hear a low murmur because we just kind of couldn't do it. So you kind of barely hear zombie sounds. But it was really eerie because they gave everybody just random numbers from like 1 through 5 or something like that. So they would yell out 1, and everybody that was like number 1 would drop. And then they would get like number 5, and all the 5s would drop. So it kind of looked eerie, like just people dropping.
Yeah. Ooh.
You could kind of just barely hear everybody like. So just this low kind of murmur of zombie sounds, which made it even creepier. But yeah, all the times that I did it, it was added in. Like a really good one is I was in the webisodes where they showed how Bicycle Girl became.
Oh,
cool. You were in
dude,
that?
we
That's
always
awesome.
talk about that.
That's our yeah.
Yeah, I was in there like Scotty and Anthrax and it stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a really good shot of me where I'm coming out of the woods going after the girl, Bicycle Girl, and it's me, and I've got this really guttural growl that sounds really, really good. Another cool thing about that zombie is, if you notice, I have the name tag as Calloway. So apparently, I'm the only walker that actually has like an identifiable name, like not like a name for somebody, but like that he was actually named Calloway. So there's like a whole Wikipedia page where somebody made up a story about Calloway.
Dude, you
No
have
way,
you've done some cool shit that I didn't realize, man.
Yeah.
You got the Crazies, you got that webisode. Like I said, that's one of them we talk about all the time being one of our favorites.
Yeah.
The cool thing about that is it actually season two is going to be a whole different like arc than what it ended up being, because they originally planned it like the beginning of this series was going to be Sam Witwer that played the soldier that was inside the tank. I know uncredited because they wanted him to be like a surprise character. He was in like Star Wars video games and stuff, but they were going to follow like his whole paratrooping team as they paratrooped into Atlanta, and then it was going to kind of follow those characters, and then it was going to kind of come together.
And then there was also a Vatos episode, right? That got cut.
Yeah.
In that season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, I was actually supposed to be part of the paratrooper team that came in, and everybody gets caught and bit, and it ends up like Sam Witwer's character was like the final one who crawls up in the tank after he gets bit, and then Rick comes in right after him.
Right. That's crazy.
Did you did get to work with Frank Darabont, right?
I did, yeah.
Did you think he did a better job than Gimple in a lot of ways?
I think he cared a little bit more about it than
he did.
He was definitely cared about the story and cared about everybody. And I remember we were filming season 2, and the budget wasn't as big as what it ended up being toward the end of season 2. So they spent a ton of money in some of the scenes, like with the barn or the farmhouse and stuff, because from what I had heard, that they rented out the farmhouse, but the family didn't want everybody to use the furniture, so they literally recreated all of the furniture in the farmhouse. So they basically blew the entire budget for season 2, and so somebody like up higher up said, well, can't the zombies be just heard and not seen? And Frank was like, what? That's the dumbest idea. Like, how are they gonna be scary if you just like hear zombie sound of that?
That's crazy.
Like, he really, really fought for that. Like, he knew exactly what he wanted the series to be, and which I think ended up kind of being one of the reasons why he was getting fired.
Well, the thing is, like, Frank, I mean, I might be wrong here. I don't know. But Frank, like, when you think about him, several productions, good productions come to mind when I think about him. You got, I mean, The Mist.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great movie, but it was well done.
Yeah.
You got
And
The
had a
Green
lot of
Mile.
Walking Dead people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't have a lot to do with Green Mile?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah.
And there's several others, but when I think of Gimple, what do you guys think? Does anything even come? Does he have much of a background?
I never heard of the guy until
Me neither. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't think of
same.
any production, but when I think of Darabont, even before The Walking Dead, I would think about the productions. You know, those
Right.
ones.
The only thing I can think of Gimple doing that I actually enjoyed was Clear. He actually wrote that. But
He did
Oh,
write
yeah.
that. Yeah.
didn't like about him. I mean, he basically plunged the whole series in a way. He really did when he killed Carl. I think he might have blew it up in a way. He helped it out, yeah, but I think Darabont would have been way better.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember when after they had said, can't zombies be heard and not seen, and our budget was severely cut. But I remember after the first episode of season 2 aired, and it was like broke all kinds of records. AMC was like, "Here, have all this money. Here, do it.
Right? Yeah.
Get as many zombies as you want." And then Frank's like, "See, I told you."
Well, season 2 was storytelling. I think they got away from storytelling in the later season. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for a while there was just like let's see how gory we can make this episode, and whether the episode makes sense or not. Let's just make it like this awesome kill. I mean, sure, some of the kills were great, but you didn't make that gory
And split it up into 4 different stories and split everybody up in between episodes.
Yeah, let's follow one character for an hour. And
That's my major beef with it right now. I mean, well, it's getting better, I feel like, but yeah, that was my major beef with it for a while. I know it's yours too, Jimmy, is that they feel like they have to, I don't know, like focus on just one small group of like 3 each episode, or
because they don't want to spend the damn money. They don't want to sit there and give us all the group anymore. I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Money ruins everything.
What?
I said money ruins everything.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gets greedy.
Oh yeah.
what you talking about? Give me some money, man. I'll show you that I can make it. I'll make it good. I'll make it good.
So, Michael, is there anybody you want to work with that you have a dream to work with? That's your goal?
That's a good idea. Good question. I don't know. Worked with a lot of the people that I really working with. I think I would love to actually be in a scene with Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I've been in movies that he's been in, but I haven't been in it. But no, I think everybody else was cool. It used to be Robert Downey Jr., but I ended up being in scenes with him.
Really? That's cool.
It was funny because that Captain America: Civil War and one of the scenes that I was in, I was supposed to be an MIT alumni.
Oh, I was about to ask if that was the scene.
Yeah, and they had me in this nice suit and everything, and I was walking from my trailer to the set, and the golf cart coming behind me. I figured it was something wrong, and it screeches all next to me. He goes, "Hey, nice suit, looking sharp." I look over and it's Robert Downey Jr. And then he rides off, and I was like,
Yeah, that would be, and that was filmed at the old Civic Center, right, in downtown Atlanta.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I do a Marvel tour, and we always go by there.
Yeah, I think wasn't the PIM Laboratories over there somewhere too, or something.
I don't know. I heard that building's gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that building's been demolished or whatever. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's gone. on because it shrank down and he took it.
I know that was what was ironic about it. Yeah, is that like shortly after they shrank it down like that, they demolished it. From what I understand.
That's crazy.
Man, how is it working for James Gunn? See, he seems like a fun director.
Who says I worked? Oh, I guess I did. I did say I worked on season 2. Or
Yeah.
volume 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he
volume
wrote
two.
volume. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe another one too. But no, no, James Gunn is like, he's so fun to work with just because he's goofy like everybody else. And I mean, he's seriously doing his job, but he has fun doing it.
That's awesome.
I remember there was a scene where when we're kind of like torturing and interrogating Yondu, and we got Rocket and Yondu tied up, and Taserface is there, and we're trying to be intimidating, and it was like this emotional scene. And after they cut, Michael Rooker is like, hey, how'd that go? And over the little speakers, you can hear James Gunn saying, well, it'd be better if Gary Busey did it.
Oh,
Wow.
It was a lot of fun. But funny because there's actually a video, I don't know if you guys have seen it. He posted it like after volume 2 came out, where he said, like, you literally see him in front of these doors. He goes, watch this. And he opens the door and all the Ravagers are behind him screaming and yelling. And it's funny because I actually started that. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and we're all kind of hanging out. And I remember my buddy Kent Wagner, who's also a walker, because funny because a lot of us walkers were actually Ravagers too.
oh, that's crazy.
But Kent was kind of in a bad mood. He wasn't feeling that great. So like every time, like we would like cut from a scene, we'd go kind of hang out in our chairs and stuff. He'd come through the doors, and I would just like start clapping and yelling, "Hey, Kent Wagner, everybody, woo!" And after like 3 or 4 times doing that, somebody else finally joined in with me. So they like had like a couple people doing it, and then somebody else came through the door, and I started cheering for them too. And it started growing that to where just we're bored. It's 3 a.m. We're just silly, tired. So like everybody was coming through the door. Like catering guys would come through them, and their group just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, apparently somebody had heard that because they're still filming a scene like way off in the back of this. And I guess James had heard it and sent somebody to go see what the hell was going on. And so the guy opens the door, and we're all cheering and yelling, and he closes the door and goes away. And we're like, what was that about? And so a little while later, the door opens again, and it's James on the other side with the camera, and he just jumps in the crowd. So we're all screaming and jumping and swarming in around him. And so it was just silly fun, and he loved it.
Yeah, all the behind the scenes stuff. He seems to be like having fun. So I was curious about that. That's glad to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah, that movie was a lot of fun behind the scenes. It was, like I said, another 3 months of just goofing off. It's funny because they did, before we even started filming, they brought all of us in for like a Ravager boot camp, and there was like 100 of us. It went from like 16,000 people went to the open casting call.
Wow.
They narrowed it down to I think like 1,000 people, which then got narrowed down to like 100 people.
Wow.
Then they brought us in. We were at there's a school right across from what used to be Pinewood, now it's Trilla Studios.
Yeah.
And in that there was a gym in there, and we went in there and we did there's a lot of team building stuff. We were playing games and goofing off. We had to come up with backstories for our character. We were rehearsing scenes and stuff like that. So everybody just got to be together and learn kind of who everybody was. And then that got narrowed down to like 40 people, and those 40 people got picked to be the Ravagers in the scene. So from then on, like we became a family, and to this day, like a lot of us are still like brothers. We talk to each other like all the time. A bunch of us may have returned for another movie.
Right? You never know.
Yeah.
And a little known fact, Taserface from that is Benny from Stranger Things. Benny from Benny's Burgers.
Oh, really?
The guy that she first runs into.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, he's cool.
This does too.
Let me ask you a question. We generally ask our guests this question. What's your favorite Walking Dead location and why?
My favorite Walking Dead location.
Not necessarily that he filmed at, right?
Right.
One that you enjoy for just the way it looked, how it was the first time you've been there. I don't know, just something that
resonates with you. Yeah.
Yeah. There were so many. I really loved the prison. I think I was even sad when they tore it down.
Yeah, I bet.
But I remember like the first day that we showed up on set for the prison, it was cool because it was at the studio and there was just this big like wall built, and from one side it just looked like a plywood wall, and you walk through the little door and they look on the other side, it looks like a concrete wall for the prison. But we actually got to walk around the prison and just looking at everything and just all the detail that went into it, like up in the tower, like you never saw anything up in the tower, but like in the tower, the prison guard tower, they're literally like, you could have seen like what happened, like somebody got attacked in there and there was blood all over the place, there was a struggle and stuff. It's like just the detail that they went into everything in that prison. It was just amazing, and it was all completely fake. And then I went out there like beginning of like, I forget what season was when they tore it down when they left the prison, just going out there and just seeing nothing. All that was left was like a picnic table in there, and you're like, what is this?
Oh, that's crazy, man. Man.
Yeah. I'd probably have to say the prison just because so much detail and stuff went into it.
Wow.
And the cool thing was, I remember there was one scene. I forget what we were where I was, but I remember I think it was the episode where my buddy Alex, he was the one that ate Lori and stuff. But I remember I was in my trailer and I was coming out of the trailer, the makeup trailer, and that in the like the bowels of the prison, there's these big like generators and stuff. And they look like these giant metal machinery. It was just one guy, just one hand, just pushing this giant thing along, like down along the sidewalk, and you're like, "Holy crap!" Like how? And it was just this completely fake foam generator. He just walking along, and it looked like a giant metal rusted machine. And it was
wow.
Yeah, that's funny to see because I tell people about that too. I did something recently, and I saw there was like dudes carrying big like grave markers, you know what I mean? Big like gravestones.
Yeah.
And they're just like walking, carrying them because they're styrofoam, but they look so legit. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you were to see them walking down the street with it, you would definitely be like, "Holy cow, superheroes are real."
yeah.
And they're stealing gravestones.
Yeah. The movie that I was just on, I mean, I'm leaning against this big wall. It looks like it's a concrete pillars with machines, and I remember the set deck lady comes over. She's like, "Hey, don't lean on that. It's all foam." I'm like, "What's foam? This is concrete and metal." I'm like, "Oh no, it's all foam." I'm like, "Oh
no
wow.
way!"
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I did learn it was because at one point we had to like jump over this wall because we were hiding from something, and my foot kind of nicked the foam. I was like, "Oh shit!" I just.
Oh man, that's wild. Did you know the arena is not there anymore?
Yeah, I think Jimmy had told me that too. Like, I think
crazy.
Tornado got a hold of that too.
Yeah, it went straight through town. That's sure.
Man.
Yeah, that was
a bummer.
Place. I remember it was insanely hot because it was already hot that day, and big globes of fire that were lighting up the arena.
Right.
Like we had filmed for a few minutes, and they would rush us off to their trailers because they were like cold rooms to keep us cold. And
wow.
Then we'd rush back out and
film. That night when y'all filmed that was hot already. I mean, I remember that night. It was pretty hot. That was the time I was on set myself, and I was standing back pretty far, but you could see the walkers in there. I guess you were one of them, and flame coming up out of those things. It was really cool to see that for the first time. It's kind of hooked, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, just walking in there because I was like one of the last ones to come in because they were doing my makeup for the Flyboy Walker, and they kind of presented me to Nicotero, and they did his whole photo shoot. So just walking in, like I said, it was amazing looking with the stands and all the stone chained to and all the fire globes. It was really neat. And then just it was like a factory or something because we kind of had to go through actual like working rooms for the factory to get to the center, and it was definitely like breathtaking. It was a really cool set.
It's an old steel mill, what it is, and they did it until it got hit. I remember even the Hunger Games was filmed out there, so it was a pretty cool.
That's sad that's gone. We talk about the Way with You All in Grantville a lot, but that location, I don't know. I kind of like that one a lot too, because like when I was with Atlanta Movie Tours, we had keys to it, and we would go inside of it and be able to take guests down into the actual arena and it was just so cool to see back then. And yeah, so that part's completely gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thing's gone. They completely tore it down. Like where you were when you walked inside the arena now is just flat ground. There's nothing else around it at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Not
I got to go on one of the tours once. I remember I think it was like me and Savannah and somebody else went, and we were kind of walking around in there. It was kind of cool to be back in there.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of people loved that location, man. Like the fact that you got to go down in there, you know what I mean?
Yep. I got to do it. It was amazing. Yeah.
Do it a bunch of times because I snuck in behind you and Cindy.
Oh yeah, we would let you in. You know that.
Yeah. Right.
Now, do they still do tours? Are those ruins still there? I forget, like where. I guess at the end of season 2, when they showed up at the ruins, and they kind of pans up and you see the prison in the background.
Oh, he's talking about
mill.
Elder's Mill.
Elders
yeah.
Mill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
It got sold here recently though. The new owner is really.
Oh, it did.
It gets sold.
Oh wow.
So Don sold it?
Yeah, he sold it. He don't own it anymore. Me and Dustin and Jeff Wagner and Adam Deal went out there the final day he owned it. That's why we had pictures of the Lawless house and everything. We didn't know if we were going to be back in there.
Right.
But I'm hearing the new guy is just as nice. I'm hearing.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll have to delete the old guy's contact info. I remember.
Me too. Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
I
got
the new guy's number's on the same. If you go up to his gate, the new guy's number.
the new one. Okay. Yeah, because he needs to open that Lawless up because that's amazing. That's like walking onto the set.
I got to go back there not too long ago too. And it was sweet.
Yeah, the tanks where they actually made the moonshine had gunshot wounds in them and everything.
Man.
Wow.
They even still have the fake telephone poles, and it's crazy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, everything's there. It's awesome.
I'll have to do one of the tours like during the camp or something.
Right.
We'll hook that up.
Yeah, I was hoping they would do like a tour with me, but I know I'm not as big as the other. I don't get to.
You might be.
You can definitely. Should we get you on one? I mean,
look at you, man. Steven's the man.
No, you too.
We got the best two tour guides down here, wherever my screen is.
Didn't you used to take the Granville tour back when you used to come down there and do autographs and stuff?
I think there was one time because I didn't do a whole lot of autograph signings and stuff around there because I knew that AMC was really bad on it.
Right.
They started doing it. I was like, all right, I'll just steer clear of this area. And I think I'd done one. It was like right kind of around. I forget where location was, but there's like these little silos or something that was kind of around there. I remember Chandler's dad.
Oh, that's Harrelson.
That's Harrelson.
That's where Jimmy works.
That's where Jimmy's at.
Yeah. So I think I did a tour around there somewhere, and I went and saw a couple of things around there. But that might have been the day that I actually went out to the mill, like the ruins thing. But
well, it might have been Atlanta movie tours. That was the same. That was Big Zombie 2. We would go. We would definitely. Those two were on Big Zombie 2.
I think what you're talking about though is when William Riggs had his concert out there.
Yeah.
And also, you were a part of Zombie Day in Noonan. We used to have too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So Mike signed for us a bunch, but like that concert was cool, man, because they we got hung out with William Riggs that day, and Mike was there, and William, I can't remember the name of his band, but he actually sung for us and everything. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was at one of the shows that we did. There was it was like downtown somewhere. I did a signing. I remember I brought my two youngest girls.
That was Woodbury Shop.
Yeah, was it?
Grand opened the Woodbury Shop, the second location.
Okay, because I remember at some point during the day, and I actually wandered off and we found the bar where like Herschel and
Sharpsburg.
Yeah. We went over there and we're kind of looking at the place and stuff.
Hey, remember that time me and you and everybody went out to go watch Fall Out Boy, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
The funny thing was I had no idea what Wiz Khalifa even was.
I mean, neither. No clue.
Yeah, that was the highest I ever been, dude.
My kids to see that concert, and were probably so high just from Wiz Khalifa because they just love Fall Out Boy. But then the funny thing was, on the way home, I was so tired that I was kind of drifting off, and I ended up getting pulled over. And I thought, oh my God, like this cop is gonna think I'm high as hell because I'm sure I smell like marijuana. But no, he's like, no, dude, we're just looking for drunk drivers, and if you're tired, man, hurry up and get home. And of course, I was like wide awake the rest of the way home. Over, I was like, shit, I just left this concert with like the most weed I've ever smelled in my life.
I was at that concert. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
But I'm talking about it crazy.
I wish I would have been.
No, man. Wiz Khalifa had this big, Mike can vouch for me. It was a big blunt, balloon, and it was like going around the audience. And I looked at Mike.
Oh my gosh.
I think Melissa Dukes was there and you were there. I'm like, what the hell I get myself into? Big smoke cloud above our heads where all these kids are smoking weed. I was like,
oh my gosh.
It was bad, dude. I was like, this is not a Fall Out Boy concert.
No. I just, all I could think about was like, shit, my kids are going to go home. And I was, divorced.
Have the munchies.
And I was like,
yeah, how do you explain that one, right?
Like Casey, we had no clue, man. Like we didn't.
That's wild.
We didn't know what Wiz Khalifa was. He was a little rapper back then. He's huge
back then. Yeah.
But he that was crazy. Like I've never been in so much, and the cops were just letting kids smoke it.
Yeah, everywhere. And I remember there was some other opening act that my kids could tell you who it was, but
yeah, I don't know.
And they were just as bad. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the cops were just letting us smoke this weed, and it was like,
man.
They're probably like, man, we can't stop it. It's really got out of control now.
Can't arrest all of them.
Man, I think wasn't you with us? We were walking back to the car, and that kid had used the bathroom on himself. That's how high he was.
Yeah.
Now that's too high. Yeah, I mean.
And I think Melissa Dukes looked at us like, I wouldn't let that kid ride home with me if I
right.
I get in my car.
I saw Fall Out Boy last year, but they were with a Green Day. I had sounds like I had a better, safer experience.
But no, that was different. That was
I think the only concert that probably could have more weed than that.
Snoop.
Yeah.
It was probably pretty safe though. Everybody was probably just paranoid and you know what I mean, like didn't want to do anything. Like it's probably pretty safe, to be honest with you.
Like, whatever, man.
Everybody's like just looking for the concessions, like
right.
I went and tore up what was it? The little Sonics. I tore up some hot dogs.
Oh yeah, right? When we left, we all went to have food too, and I don't think I've ever seen my kids eat that much.
They'd be like, I'm chocolate chip wasted.
Right.
What was that on? That was on some movie. Some kid. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
I want to get ice cream wasted.
Yes.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Oh, I'm crying.
Mike, we appreciate it on tonight, man.
Yeah,
man.
I had a lot of fun. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing you at the camp too.
Yeah. So, what are you going to be doing at the camp? Are you going to be doing autographs, selfies?
I'm just gonna be sneaking around behind bushes and. Yeah, no, I think well, I'll be signing autographs out of a table, and hopefully I'm not like last year was fun, but they had like me and Ben and Dusty like in that one little side room that nobody knew we were even there. So,
oh no!
Yeah, so that was, I think it was like the only kind of drawback was it was supposed to be like the little walker room. I think a lot of people thought it was like just the photo op with the people in the zombie makeup. So
gotcha.
I'm gonna try to ask like, hey, can I just be like in the hallway with everybody else this time?
Right? Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, I had to actually ask where you were to find you last year. So
yeah, exactly. A lot. Everybody did. People would come and they would kind of peek in and they would see like the little photo op thing, and then they would all just go walk out. And
I know. I know what room you're talking about because I did the same thing. I was like, oh. Thought it was like the VIP room or something.
So this is for me to y'all. Mike's gonna be there, so you might have to hunt.
Yeah, we'll go out there and spin signs, man.
Yeah.
And I can be dragging the table out into the hallway or wherever.
There you go.
Right.
Post up in the pool.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't mind the heat because I remember last year, like everybody moved inside because it was so hot. I was like, I'll go sit out there. Of course, I remember doing the panel out there with William, and I made the mistake of wearing my hoodie. I had the hoodie on.
Right, I remember
that was
warm.
We hosted some of those panels, and those were toasty, man, because they had the black stage.
Yes.
There wasn't any shade right there. And it was
there was all these trees, but they put it like right in the middle where there was no trees.
And everything was black.
I remember your hoodie.
The middle of the panel. Like,
all you had to do, Mike, was, man, I got to take this off. Me and Casey would let you take it off, man.
I was trying to think, can I like just nonchalantly just start pulling my arms through?
Yeah, dude.
Right? Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
my wife and I were grabbing waters for all the panel people because it was
pretty hot.
Y'all were hot. Yeah.
It was hot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you coming, Mr. Mike. Anybody got anything in closing words?
Oh, man.
Go back and watch season 2 and look for Mike in all these scenes.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to go back and,
We know.
Yeah, my first shot. Oh, go ahead, Jimmy. I was saying my first shot was when Andrea's putting her gun back together in the RV. And she literally kind of looks over. Right as she looks over, I go shambling by. So that's a very
cool. Okay.
Don's got to look for a sweaty Rick too, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. That's so cool.
I'll find that video that Vince, the assistant director, sent me, and I'll send it to you, Jimmy. And you can
we'll post it.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Till we see you next time. Anybody got any closing words?
We gotta do the Patreon.
Just gotta roll our ads.
Patreons, Mr. Kevin.
And a big shout out to our sponsors: Walking Dead Tours and Events, AutoWrapsPlus.com, Water Tower Tours, Abraham's Army, The Camp, Survive the Night, Horror Nation, and Walking Dead is freaking amazing. And we'd like to thank of our patrons for supporting the show. And if you would like to support the show, just go to patreon.com/thedeadtruth.
Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Till next time. We love you.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone. Have a good one.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.